Ever wonder why most men blend into a woman's memory while a rare few haunt her thoughts for weeks? Because ordinary men ask for her name, but the man she can't forget. He asks the question that lingers, that pierces the silence, and suddenly she's not just talking, she's revealing secrets she's never said out loud. If you want her soul, not just her smile, pay attention, because these aren't pickup lines, they're power plays. Get ready for the 10 questions that will instantly make you unforgettable. Stick around till the end. By the end of this video, women won't see you the same way ever again. Let's begin. 1. What do you desire most but rarely admit, even to yourself? Where most men stay on the surface, you ask what lives beneath. A man who can calmly hold space for a woman's truth without flinching is rare. Jake and Emma sat across from each other in a quiet corner of a cozy cafe, the glow of soft lights creating an intimate atmosphere. After a few easy laughs and stories, Jake's expression grew thoughtful. "Emma," he said gently, "what do you desire most but rarely admit, even to yourself?" Emma blinked, surprised by the depth of the question on a first date. But Jake's calm, patient gaze made her feel safe. With a quiet breath, she confessed, "I want to stop pretending I'm always strong. Sometimes I just want to be seen, without having to hold it all together." Jake just nodded, his silence welcoming her truth without needing to fix or respond. In that shared stillness, Emma felt an unexpected relief, a rare space where she could simply be real. That moment wasn't about impressing or proving. It was about honest connection, and it made the evening unforgettable. This isn't curiosity, it's a strategy. Most men look to impress, you look to unearth her true motives. Listen calmly, the powerful rarely react. 2. When was the last time you let yourself be truly vulnerable? Why this question sticks in her mind forever. It's unexpected and thought-provoking. This question dives straight into something deeply personal and rarely discussed. She doesn't get asked this often, so it resonates. It invites self-reflection. She has to pause mentally and emotionally sift through her memories and feelings. This kind of introspection is rare and valuable. It makes the moment meaningful. The question signals you want more than the mask or the routine. You want her authentic self, vulnerabilities included, a powerful and rare form of attention. How this plays out internally for her. She walks away from the conversation replaying that question in her mind. Maybe she's touched by your courage to ask. Maybe it stirs something she had buried or forgotten. A moment of vulnerability she wished she could share but didn't. Over time, the question lingers because it marks you as someone who values honesty and depth. It becomes a reference point in her memory, a moment where she felt truly understood. Inside, Machiavelli taught that strength lies in adaptability. You aren't judging, you're mapping her boundaries and her willingness to bend them. 3. What part of your life have you outgrown but haven't let go of? You're not another guy stuck in the past. You live for growth. As she answers, you show that letting go is strength, not loss. Her attraction grows for a man not owned by yesterday. You don't ask for facts, but for confessions. Silence after this question is your ally. Let her words and the truth behind them fill the space. Mistakes most men make, they try to dominate every conversation without getting anything vital to take home and deliberate on. And if she asks, "What about you?" you don't need to tell her your whole life story in one day, no. You tell your story like a movie. Women are drawn to mystery. 4. Who are you when nobody's watching? This isn't small talk. You see beyond the mask. Watch her eyes. Nobody's likely asked her to reveal her real self before. Hold the silence. She'll open up, craving that rare, non-judgmental energy. Example, she laughs softly and says, "So what do you really want to know about me?" You smile with calm eyes but curious. Something no one asks. "Tell me, who are you when nobody's watching?" She will look surprised, then thoughtful. After a pause and with a voice more vulnerable, "I'm someone who loves the little things, dancing alone in my room, talking to my plants, dreaming about places I haven't been. When alone, I'm free to be messy, silly, maybe even a little scared." You nod, leaning in slightly, and say, "That side of you is the one I want to know, not just the smile you show the world. Everyone's got layers. I want to peel them back gently." With this, you set yourself apart from the crowd. As Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." She'll trust you more if she senses you don't fear her darkness. Why this works? This moment isn't just about surface introductions. It's about revealing the inner world, creating trust and intimacy from the very first exchange. The question breaks through barriers, inviting her to show her true selves, setting the foundation for something lasting. 5. What is something you know is true about you, even if the world doubts you? A formidable man validates from the inside out. Invite her to share what she protects most. When you don't flinch or rush to fix, you amplify her trust and desire. Imagine you're having a quiet conversation late at night with someone you want to emotionally connect with, and you ask, "What is something you know is true about you, even if the world doubts you?" She might hesitate, because revealing this truth risks exposure or judgment. But your steady, unshaken response conveys, you won't mock or dismiss her. You accept her truth without conditions. She might confess something deeply meaningful, her creative gifts no one else recognizes, a hidden pain, or an inner strength others overlook. Why this makes a lasting impact? You don't just listen, you honor her truth. This is rare and powerful. She experiences you as a safe harbor amid a judgmental world. You model the Stoic ideal of inner validation, not seeking to fix, but to affirm. The result is a bond that stands out from everyday interactions, where vulnerability feels taboo or risky. As Machiavelli knew, the ends justify the means. But you leave her wondering, does she dare confess? And to you? 6. What kind of man disrupts your world in the best way? She'll usually describe someone untamed, calm, and deeply present. Smile. I like that energy. Leave her wondering if you might be that man. You're not just asking about attraction, but about what shakes her foundation. You signal you're not afraid to be that catalyst. This question invites her to imagine a relationship that's not merely comfortable, but transformative. Imagine this exchange. She says, someone who's wild but doesn't get overwhelmed by life, who's steady but surprises me with spontaneity. You smile, lean in slightly, and say, I like that energy. She doesn't hear a direct claim. Instead, she hears a hint, a possibility. Could you be that man? The possibility itself stirs curiosity and attraction. 7. What do you crave more, peace or passion? This question distills a profound internal conflict or balance many people face. The desire for stability and calm, peace, versus the longing for excitement and intensity, passion. It invites her to reflect on what drives her emotionally at a deep level. Her answer reveals not just a preference, but her emotional priorities and vulnerabilities. After posing this question, remaining silent is crucial. Silence gives her space and safety to think and feel without pressure. It shows you are genuinely interested in her truth, not just eager to respond or dominate the conversation. Interpreting her answer. If she chooses peace, it might mean she values stability, balance, and emotional safety. If she chooses passion, it signals a need for intensity, risk, and deep emotional or physical connection. Some might want both, or feel conflicted, signaling complexity in her emotional landscape. Your role. You don't need to debate or explicitly align with her answer. Your calm, confident, and grounded presence in itself becomes a form of intoxicating passion because it contrasts with chaotic or superficial connections. This juxtaposition can deeply attract and further open her because your peaceful presence models the emotional depth and balance she may crave. Invite her to dance between power and vulnerability. You're not here to dominate, but to understand what truly moves her. 8. What does freedom mean to you? Tell a personal story of choosing your mission over temporary approval. She'll know you're not just another guy hungry for validation, you're the prize. Why this question matters. It invites her to reflect on her values and vision of a life lived on her own terms. Freedom can mean different things to different people. Autonomy, emotional independence, creative expression, or living without external constraints. Asking this question signals your interest in her deeper philosophy and priorities. After she shares her thoughts, tell a brief personal story about a time you chose your own mission or values over seeking others' temporary approval. Shows you're driven by a purpose greater than short-term validation or popularity. You're authentic, self-assured, and focused on what truly matters. You model the kind of freedom she described, not dependent on external approval. 9. What is the bravest thing you've ever done for yourself? When she shares, you don't rush to praise or probe. You nod, impressed but not surprised. The Stoic doesn't need to react. He lets greatness speak for itself. Why this question is powerful. It invites her to reflect on her personal strength and courage. Bravery in this context isn't about grand gestures, but about moments of self-empowerment, choice, or standing up for her values and well-being. It encourages vulnerability by asking her to share a personal story of resilience and self-care. It positions her as someone capable of facing challenges, making difficult choices, and prioritizing herself when necessary. By asking this, you show genuine interest in her character and inner world, fostering trust and closeness. 10. When you think about your future, who is the man standing beside you? As she hesitates, hold her gaze. Show with your calm focus that you're not fighting for a place in her life. You're inviting her to imagine what it feels like next to a man who cannot be shaken. Most men are loud, needy, or forgettable. But the formidable one? He listens deeply, asks the questions nobody else dares, and never races to fill the silence. That's what makes him different. That's what drives her wild. Try any one of these questions this week and watch women look at you differently. When they do, don't explain, don't brag, just smile. Like, share, and smash that subscribe button if you want more Stoic secrets on attraction, mindset, and becoming truly formidable. Remember, in a world full of noise, mastery is silent, questions are powerful, and presence is everything. Rule your empire.